Okay, I would like to introduce Regla Winterflower Robinson. She left Queens, New York in 2022 and moved to Virginia, seeking a community where she could continue practicing healing modalities and pursue the exploration of growth and enrichment of her spiritual path. Winterflower is a community health educator, a certified domestic violence counselor, a Reiki Master, an ordained clergy member through the Church of Spiritual Humanism, and angel healing practitioner. As a light worker and empath, her journey seeks to embrace the angels, the universe, and all our relations in a blending mind of body and spirit, living together in compassion, love, and acceptance. When not pursuing her spiritual growth, she enjoys writing poetry, volunteering, and hugging trees. Please join me in welcoming Winterflower Robinson to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Easter Sunday. Now, I'm not here to tell you about a story about the Easter Bunny or where to find some very, very expensive painted Easter eggs. I was amazed how the universe works because Lori and I did not talk about the meditation or my speaking today with the topic. And the meditation was about rebirth and being reborn and awakening. And that is what I'm going to speak to you about today, about spiritual rebirth, renewal, and awakening. Provide you with methods on how to receive and incorporate awakening into your daily life. The definitions are pretty well entwined with each other. However, the definitions may be slightly different. But before I get started, I would like everyone, Zoom audience included, to do something if they choose to, if they're able to. Wherever you're at, if you're standing up, sitting, just shake a little bit. Where are you? Just shake. Just shake. Okay, we are shaking off winter. We are shaking off the cold. We are going to welcome spring. Now, what is the difference between rebirth and renewal? Rebirth implies a religious conversion. It's an awesome event, tragic event, shocking, completely transforms one's perception of the world and one's place in it. One example would be the rising and the rebirth of Jesus Christ as he came out of the tomb on the third day. That was awesome. That was the rebirth. It was amazing. We have Passover, the liberation of the Hebrews from slavery in Egypt, Passover, the destruction over the Exodus. That's another tragic and awesome event. Renewal. Renewal is a form of reinvigorating or recharging. It implies renewed energy or interest in pursuing something. Spiritual awakening is a process of transforming where you experience a shift in consciousness. You may begin to question your own beliefs, your habits of social conditioning, seeing what's out there. There's so much more to life, so much more to you, and becoming a part of it. Renewal and awakening is a process of revitalizing our connection with the higher power, however he, she, they are represented in your life, in your beliefs. It's being connected to oneself and the universe. This transformation aligns us to heart, mind, spirit. The method of spiritual renewal and awakening and rebirth can vary from person to person, depending on beliefs, practices, and what the individual themselves are bringing to the table. We are now in spring, and spring is a season of renewal and rebirth as the snow melts and we see the flowers begin to bloom, the trees, leaves turning from brown to green. Green is the color of renewal and growth, both physically and spiritually. The green leaves tells us that we have the ability to start over and evolve. The trees are teaching this to us. Just as in nature, rebirth and renewal are beautiful parts of nature's life. We can take part on our own renewal and rebirth. Spiritual renewal means relinquishing our old identities, our old habits, becoming more expansive, powerful, bringing us closer to the Creator and to ourselves, our inner selves. Spiritual rebirth is a transformation in the individual's life that gives a sense of purpose, faith, hope, and again, a connection to a higher power. Developing conversations, establishing relationships with those around you. Spring can be a time to cleanse our space, to let go of things, spiritual and mentally, that no longer serves us. Many religions celebrate the start of spring as a time of light over darkness. Two of these examples are Passover and Easter, as I had said before. In Sikh religion, spring equinox represents themes of rebirth, renewal, and fertility. In Hinduism, springtime is a season of new life, rejuvenation, and rebirth. In Native American culture, it is a connection with nature, the ancestral wisdom, and the world of spirits. With most religions, these are accomplished through ceremony, rituals, going to sacred sites, or just being within nature. Do you see a pattern here? Spring equals rebirth, renewal, and awakening. Now that I have given you a definition of spiritual renewal, rebirth, and awakening, how can we put these practices into our daily lives in order to achieve any and all the beautiful gifts? There are 5 stages to spiritual awakening. Stage 1 is called initiation. This stage begins searching for something deeper. During the reading last week, Trish spoke on change, going deeper within ourselves. Stage 2, we begin to say, what is missing? Stage 3 is the answers within. Now, sometimes getting to this stage is not an easy task. Spiritual seekers, light workers such as myself, they sometimes go through a period called the dark night of the soul. It is when we release the death of illusion, look at the crumbling facade, and get back to the foundation. This process can be sad and dark, but after the renovation of your spiritual transformation occurs, it often leads to stage 4 and 5. Stage 4 is the new you. Stage 5, spiritual alignment. Now you have the 5 stages. The next question is, how am I going to renew my spiritual energy and growth? What are the tools? This can be accomplished in many ways. I'm going to spell out like 8 of them, otherwise I'll be here until next Easter. But it depends on your interests and what you wish to accomplish and what you wish to transform within yourselves and in your life. Some of the ways you could explore is journalism. Journaling has become popular in recent years. People journal, put their anxieties down, what's going on during their day. It gives clarification to what's going on in your life. It also gives you renewal of the spirit. You can set aside a time to reflect and introspect. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. Just write down your aspirations, your dreams, your hopes, your intentions for the season ahead. Prayer. Some find prayer very comforting, very grounding. It could be the Lord's Prayer, like we just recited a while ago. It could be a Hail Mary, Buddhist prayer, a chant, whatever feels comfortable to you and helps you get into your inner space. Meditation. Again, some people like to meditate. Some say they can't meditate because there's too many things going on in their head at the moment. Doesn't have to be long. Give it a try. It could be a guided meditation like we just went through, which was beautiful. Or we can just sit in silence. Attending worship service. As we gather here in the Metaphysical Chapel of Life, the service that we hear each Sunday feeds our soul and our spirit and our minds and gives us so much. Consciousness act of forgiveness. Forgiveness not just for our others or to see around you, oh, I forgive my spouse or my friend or my boss, but you have to forgive yourself as well. To hold on to grudges and anger and hate, it just drains you. It's spiritually draining. And then letting go of the anger, that disappointment, that hurt can help you. Because if you hold on to it, it just manifests not only in spirit, but in your body as well. You know, those headaches, those backaches, all of that can be because you have not consciously forgave yourself or others. Nature walks. Now you can stroll through the park, observe nature. Just take a second when you get out of your car. Listen to the birds. Look at the birds. I have 2 birds that have built nests on my porch. Oh. So beautiful. And one of them built it in a decorative bird feeder, and there's little babies in there. And the other is on the porch. And I just love watching them come in and out, you know, with food and feeding the little babies and chirping all morning. That's my pleasure in the morning. Sometimes I go to the supermarket and you know how they have those little bouquets for $10. Sometimes I just grab one, bring it in the house, and it just brings me joy to look at the beautiful petals. I touch the petals, I feel the softness. So whatever works for you, do it, try it. And of course, you heard when they read my bio, I like trees. Yeah. So I do hug my trees and get energy from that. Spring cleaning. Some people like to throw things away. Declutter your living space. Claim that clearing physical clutter can create a spaciousness and clarity that they need to go on with the next season. I need to do that, but truthfully, I just rather go hug my trees. Gardening. This seems to be a thing in Virginia, not too much in New York. When I drive around, I see people puttering in their yard, hunched over in big pots. They're putting in seeds and they're praying and they're hoping to see a tomato or a cucumber. Planting seeds and nurturing, taking care of plants, watching them grow, they're all good for the soul. And even if you're not a gardener, I'm not a gardener, but just visualizing putting something in the ground, it does help to settle me and to give me some peace and connection to Mother Earth. Now, those are just a few examples. I'm sure there are many more, but whatever brings you joy and peace and clarity and renewal, that's what you should do. Give new things a try. You never know what's going to give you that clarity and that rebirth and that renewal. By embracing the spiritual meaning of spring and engaging in practices that align with the energies surrounding spring, tapping into your inner transformative powers, you can open up yourself and see all the possibilities. Flow with nature's cycle of life, and you'll be guided towards growth and evolution. I would like to leave you with a reading from an unknown author. It's entitled Awakening. In tender light, new leaves begin to show, their emerald whispers breathing life anew from slumber's grasp. The ancient branches grow, embracing sun and rain of vibrant you. Each bud I promise wrapped in morning's dew, I miss the stillness, all that once was bare reclaims its spirits, nature grand's debut. In harmony, the world resumes its care, the whispered songs of spring and night, the soul dance of colors vibrant and alive. With every heartbeat, shadows lose control. In this renewal, all that lost may thrive, all that it is us rise like leaves in fervent sway, and breath and breathe the life that blooms in every day. Aho.